Hey beauties, I just popped on to share a few things that have been near and dear to my heart recently. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gabrielle Sisson and I'm a green witch and an herbalist, and I specialize in women's health issues. And one of the tools that I use to help my clients figure out what's going on within their mental and emotional landscape is the tarot. And so recently I've been pulling a card every day asking collectively what's going on for women right now. And the card that I keep pulling is the Eight of Swords, which, as you can see, is quite a dreary card. It's got a man and a woman facing away from each other, sort of caught in a labyrinth of swords that they're shuffling around in. And really what this card represents is being stuck, feeling stuck mentally, feeling stuck in old stories that lead to old behaviors and actions that are just no longer serving us. And when we feel stuck in this way, one thing that's tied to that may not seem directly correlated is actually our digestive health. Stuckness can be a symptom of either constipation or diarrhea, which would be the two extremes, but it can also just be not properly assimilating your food. So it can be that we are holding on very, very tightly to things, mentally and emotionally, which then manifests in the body in that area, and our inability to let go and release and eliminate, or that we're eliminating too quickly because we just don't want to deal with the difficult emotions. And in either way, if we're letting go too quickly or we're holding on too tightly, it creates an imbalance in the body. And especially as women, our hormones and our hormonal health is all tied to gut health. So it's like all of our hormones are usually the precursors to our hormones are made in the gut. Some of our hormones are outright made in the gut. Some of them the precursors are made in the gut, and then they're made in and then those precursors are sent to other places like our ovaries, etc., and our thyroid and our endocrine system, which then turns it into hormones. And then they circulate through the body and they do their job. But what happens is that when we have an excess of them in our gut because we're not eliminating properly, we get backed up, and that's when you find symptoms like really awful PMS and just mood swings and just feeling stuck and aggravated and yucky. And I think, in our culture at this time, probably most of us have experienced this at one point or another because, we've got a completely different food system. Our foods aren't organic anymore. We have tons of plastics. We have tons of phytoestrogens that are not phytoestrogens. We have tons of xenoestrogens, which are things that are byproducts of plastics and pollutants that get into our body and mess with our hormones. And it's, we're living in a time collectively right now where our ability to eliminate is so important, and our ability to eliminate in a healthy, balanced way, because we're more than ever, we're bombarded with a lot of things that are to some degree outside of our control. So I recently wrote a post all about fasting and digestive herbs that you can check out on my personal page or in my private Facebook coven, the Coven of the Wholehearted Witch, which is for women who are on a self-healing journey and want to come in there and share their medicine and share their experiences and receive support. And in that post, I talked about a few really good digestive herbs. Two of my favorites are Oregon grape and dandelion, and you can make teas or you can get tinctures of either of those, and they're really good for stimulating your digestion and helping you move things through. Bitter herbs generally are. And I also just want to say that I'm taking one-on-one clients right now. So if digestive health is something that you've struggled with, if hormonal health is something that you've struggled with, and terrible PMS, all the things that come along with being backed up and feeling stuck. And then also just to like really take a look at your mental landscape and say like, do I feel stuck energetically, emotionally? And is that maybe tied to what I'm bringing into my body, and to how I'm digesting and eliminating? Yeah. And last but not least, I wanted to share a song that I wrote. I wrote it a couple years ago. And actually, to say that I wrote it is a bit of a strong statement. I was out in Crestone, Colorado by a creek bed, and I was sitting with a beautiful plant. It was a grass of some sort, and I was meditating with that plant, and this song kind of came through. And it's been one of my favorites, and it's a song that really represents moving forward with your life, moving through the stuck emotions by allowing yourself to start over. So I'm going to sing that song for you, and then I'm going to say goodbye. The messes we've made and the lessons we've chosen are all a part of life's impulse to blossom. Untangling the thread of your blessed emotion requires the gift of beginning again. So brush it out, brush it out, brush it out, begin again, begin again, begin again, begin again, just brush it out. When following the path of your heart's deepest calling, don't fall prey to the trap of false belonging. Stay true to yourself in all of your weavings, and remember the gift of beginning again. And brush it out, brush it out, brush it out, begin again, begin again, begin again, begin again, just brush it out. As together we braid our life-giving stories, manifesting our dreams and sending them soaring, co-create in the image of God's chosen glory, and remember the gift of beginning again. And brush it out, brush it out, brush it out, begin again, begin again, begin again, begin again, just brush it out. All right, beauties, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope this was a deep service to all of you. And if you like what I've just shared, then please consider joining the Coven of the Wholehearted Witch, or come follow me over at Instagram at Wholehearted Witch. All right, all my love.